It has been 9 years since I started using the Midori Traveler's Notebook and made that video. And I've been using it since then as well. And I've had subscribers, viewers asking questions about the original videos. Do I still use it? How I'm using it? So today I wanted to share with you the answers to those questions and more. So let's get into it. I'm Adam Moody with the Productivity Academy, and as I mentioned, it's been 9 years. I believe I picked this up in 2015. I know the first video was from 2016 and how I was using it, and a couple of fun things, which I'll link to, about how I was making my own inserts, which is really handy. And I've actually continued that, not on the note-taking side, but I do use it for some drawing and some watercolors on the road. And I've made my own inserts for that, but more on that in a few. So basically what I started out with was, a blank traveler's notebook like you see, trying out one of their inserts. For me, I prefer the dotted grid, or that's what I used to use. And just, using it as is, journaling, adding my daily task. I didn't really have anything at that time that was my go-to. Over time, I've tried some different things, whether it's bullet journaling, which I've taken some bits and pieces from, having a daily page, doing actual kind of morning pages or a brain dump in there. And basically, what I've settled on now is to use a page per day and have the facing page be blank. So by that, I mean, on here, I would put today's date and I would have, what are the things I'm going to get done today? What are my main goals? Any notes that come up, and then leave the other side for, brainstorming random things that come up while I'm out and about. However, there's a little twist to this. I noticed a few months ago, and my subconscious, I had known they existed, but I had that stack of journals. I definitely enjoy journals. I like buying notebooks. I love checking them out. I love trying new stuff, but I had a stack, and it's still up there now, but I've got a stack of notebooks that are partially used. Maybe I've used, and some as little as 10 pages, and some they're mostly finished, but I had kept them and I had a stack, and I realized, you know what? This would be a perfect time to go through those notebooks, maybe rediscover some that I like, maybe a reason why I stopped using them, but just to use them and put them to work instead of eventually either recycling them or not using them at all. So I'm putting them to work as my daily journals. And for example, this is a large format journal, and I'm just doing the same thing. Let me see if I can pull up things like today, where I have my tasks and I have the blank page over here, and just going through those notebooks. And then I'll keep them, in case I need to refer to them, but I won't have that stack of half-used notebooks. Once I do that, I'm going to look at settling down onto a final size, and it's probably going to go back to this. This is a really handy size. The Traveler's, not the Passport. This is just a good size, and there's two reasons I like that. One, it's literally handy. It's easy to put into a backpack, into another bag. It's not really pocket size, but that's fine. For me, my handwriting isn't that great, and I don't have small handwriting when I write, and I need the space. So that is honestly the biggest reason probably that I still would want this size. But secondly, I also enjoy being able to put the multiple inserts in here. Right now, I've just got the two. I've got my blank insert. It's a Midori, or this might be a third-party seller notebook, but I've gone to just using the blank and no dots, no grids, nothing, and having the 1 day per page. And then, like I mentioned, I've included some inserts that I made myself, just taking some larger watercolor pages, and we'll see if we can focus in on here, doing some basic sewing and putting this together so that when I'm on the road, if I'm on a trip, say for a week somewhere, I don't have to take a huge notebook with me. I could just have, 4 or 5 pages of watercolor paper with me and do some sketching, maybe some watercoloring there. And as time goes on, that may change. It may be, I'm doing it more often, so bringing a dedicated notebook makes sense. But for now, I think I'll probably be going back to this. And it's been fun to try the different sizes again and realize, this one was too big. I really like it. It's great to write in. It's really nice to have the space and the drawing and all that room. But I found myself just not using it as much because I wouldn't take it with me. wouldn't be handy. I wouldn't, find it when I needed it. It didn't fit right in my bags. And so having something just a little bit smaller really helped. So a little bit more about how I have this set up now. So taking from the bullet journal, and I just got started on this one before going over to the different journals, I have an index page, and that's really handy. And if you see, I'll go down here, we can see just a random blank page, and it is going to have a number on it. So when I start these, I put an index at the very beginning. I number every page, both sides. And that way, if there's something really important that comes up, maybe it was an idea, something great I outlined, something for a future event, things like that, I will put it in the index. And when I'm done with this notebook, I put it on my bookshelf. I've got a stack of them. And if I need to go back and find something really important, you can look at that index and quickly say, oh, okay, on page 25, I had that idea for whatever it is, the AI robotic dog newspaper delivery service. And okay, I want to go back and find that. And that makes it easier for those ideas. Of course, you got to build that habit. But that's definitely something from bullet journaling that I took. And I find that to be very helpful. Other than that, it's pretty low key and simple. And I like it that way because I've tried more complex setups and it just doesn't work. So like I said, I'll just put the day at the top and then put in the basic important tasks. Once I've gone through, done my daily review, said, okay, what's the actual really important stuff that I need to get done today? And put it in there, kind of using, again, bullet journal method. I use dots, and that way I can cross them off when they're done. And then I have this with me. So if I'm at the doctor's office and I, for whatever reason, couldn't use my phone, I can look in here. I can keep it handy and see what tasks are going on. If I want to focus and get away from the computer, I've still got it here. And I really, really enjoy that. Now, I think that there are a bunch of different formats that are handy. Some people like the really small, like EDC, maybe a passport size or smaller that you can put into your literal pocket in your pants. I found that for myself, those don't work well, but a lot of this is so personal. It's just about finding what works best for you. And if it's a large format notebook, that's great. There is no right or wrong answer. I think a lot of this is investing the time and giving them all a shot and seeing what works. If one catches your eye, great, try it. But down the road, maybe if you want to try something else, just give it a shot. It's okay if it doesn't work out. You can put it on your bookshelf like I did and use it for something else. It could become a recipe book. It could become just random journaling stuff, whatever that might be. So give yourself a little bit of latitude there, give it a shot, and see how it works out. And these are great. I still recommend the Midori notebooks. I think there's so much flexibility to it, and I like being able to kind of do what you want and have it adapt over time. And 9 years later, I'm still using it. So 2 thumbs up. If you got any questions, comments, or how you're using yours, please leave it below. And I will get back to you. And I would love to hear how you're using them, how long you've been using yours for.